Hey guys, welcome back to Logic Beats tutorial. This is Neo with you. In our first tutorials, I have explained to you about Logic Pro X and how to open a project and how to create MIDI region and how to create chords from scales, from the notes, and we make a chord progression. In this tutorial, we will be revising the entire process altogether once again. Whoever I've missed, please you can go back and learn it once again thoroughly from my last two tutorials about scales and how to open a project in Logic Pro X. So let's right now jump into it. I have opened an empty project, and as you can see, this is my arrangement window. I got nothing in it. I just selected one instrument, which is my grand piano from here. Now we will be creating an empty MIDI region. To create an empty MIDI region, just right click on your mouse, create empty MIDI region. You get a 1 bar empty MIDI region. We need to expand this to have a 4 bar chord progression, which I would like to, or I prefer to make as a 4 bar chord progression. So please be careful when you expand your MIDI region, because there's a loop option which is on top and the expand option is just below it. So just expand it to 4 bar. Now you have to open up your piano roll by pressing P on your keyboard, or else double clicking on the MIDI region here itself. You can open up your piano roll. In the last lesson, we have created our chords from the root note C. I think it was C major. Today we will create something different, like let's take A. Now if you're a complete beginner about scales or chord progressions, as I told you, please go back to my classes which I have taught you in my first two tutorials and come back again, so it will be easy for you to understand here. We will use autochords.com, where it's precisely the progressions what they show or shown in that website. It's very easy for us to understand and create some good chords or good sounding music. So let's go to autochords.com. Okay, from here I have already selected. I've taken the field as memories and the key as A, and I don't want it as flat or sharp, so I've just kept it as normal default, and I'm taking as a minor chord and the instrument as piano. And I want to make something in our main chord progression itself. I don't want to take any alternatives, so I'll take something from the main chord progression where we have A minor, which is A, C, E. As you can see, the notes in A minor chord is A, C, and E creates an A minor chord. So we'll go to Logic Pro X, create an A minor chord. I want to create on the octave of C3, and that's a C, D, E, F, G, A. That's our A note. Okay, I got an A. Now C and E. Now here we have a problem. It's not a problem, it's up to you totally. I mean, I want to keep my chord in the same octave, not jumping into the next octave. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, my A note is in A3 and my C note is going on the C4 octave, whereas from C3 to B is my third octave. But this one is jumping into C4 and E4. So I want to just bring back down to C3, which is known as an inversion, then E4 to E3. Sorry. So I did two inversions of these two notes, which is of C, which was in C4, and E, which was in E4. So I got an A minor chord still. Okay, so that's my A minor. Now what will come the progression from A minor to the next chord progression, what it should be. That's what autochords.com helps us, and we can just go over there and see what chord progression does autochords.com suggest, and that is a D minor chord, and the notes in D minor is D, F, and A. So let's go and create it. So my D is just on top of my C, and F is A. So now we have D, F, A, which is a D minor chord, exactly in my C3 octave or D3 octave. Okay, so I don't need to do any inversion here, and I'm happy with how it would sound. You see, it sounds good. If I change one of these notes from here, let's see how it sounds. See, it doesn't sound so good. I mean, the feel of it, it doesn't really sound good. It doesn't sit properly. That's what a chord progression helps us to understand what comes next, and the feel of it, it really feels something different, which is like it's like a story being said. Now let's play that once again. It's proceeding, the progression. That's how it feels like, guys. And we need to understand chord progressions. We cannot just make anything on any notes. Every note doesn't sit exactly with each other. So that's why we have to understand chord progression, learn it, and memorize things so we can create our own great tunes or melodies tomorrow. Let's see what is our next chord progression now. As per autochords, it is A minor again. So that's the same ACE notes. So let's go and put it in ACE. Now we already have ACE here. We don't have to create it again. So what I'm going to do is just copy and paste this, or select all by dragging. Then I'll keep my Alt key pressed, and I'll drag this. As you can see, a plus sign there just underneath my mouse, and I'll leave my mouse key, and I got an A minor chord again copied. Okay, now the last chord progression is E minor, and the notes in E minor is E, G, and B. So let's go and create that. So here we go. So that's an E, that's a G, and that's a B. Now here also we have all our chord progression in the same octave. So I don't intend to change it. If I just want to make this B, or it just want to sound a bit more, lower octave, so I'll just change my B, do an inversion of B, and let's see how it sounds first and later once we put it back again. Okay, that is how it sounds. Now let's put it back again to B3. Let's see how it sounds now. Okay, I think I want to put it in B2, and I want to do an inversion there because I like the feel and sound of it with this progression which I have made from A minor chord. Let's hear it once more. Okay, that sounds really good. So that's it, guys. I mean, for this revision tutorial which I have done for you guys, how to create a chord and chord progression, I hope you guys understood this. And if you have any doubts or you didn't understand how I explained this to you, please do comment below, and I'll be happy to help you guys out with any doubts you have.